Welcome to I'm Chasing Sawdust. So here at the moment, getting ready to start a sign, and then gonna go outside and start cutting some wood. So just gonna go over quickly the process here that I go through to do the sign. This particular sign is for a cabin called Love Shack. They wanted it on pine, planed down some rough cut 13-inch pine, and I think it's 0.84 in thickness right now. Got it painted last night, so it's all ready to go. And I've got it set up here on the CNC, and it's all secured down with clamps. The sign is going to look like this, using the easel software. And just to kind of go through the steps here. So let's go back to this screen and check our cut settings, make sure everything's still good. We're gonna do a feed rate of 80, 30 on the plunge, depth 39. So everything there looks good. So we're gonna go ahead and go through the steps here. We're gonna confirm our material thickness is 0.84, and it's secured down. We're going to start cutting with a 60-degree V-bit, and then the final cut, which will be the cutout of the actual sign, is going to be done with this 1/4-inch double flute upcut bit, I believe it is. So we're going to confirm that that's a 60. We're going to do the probing, confirm our position. We already have the clip in place. And so now we've just got to make sure that it has contact, and to do that, it's kind of hard to see it, but there's a little gold sensor that's connected to the end of those wires, and it's down inside there. And I'm just going to raise it up, and when I touch it, it tells the software that it made contact. So you hear, and touch plate is in place. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to hit start probing. It's going to go down until the bit touches the probe. Then it knows what the actual position of the bit is, the height from the wood. I'm going to remove this. Here in just a second, it's going to get kind of loud because I have to turn the machine on. So we're going to go back here. We remove this. Our position is already set. We're going to skip the dust shoe because it's already in place. And then we're going to turn the spindle on. Like I said, it's going to get kind of noisy because we're so close to it. And then I'm going to turn on the dust collector. Okay, so we have the routers on. We're going to go back over here and tell it the spindle is on. We're going to tell it to go ahead and carve. And then it looks like it's going to be about 2 hours for this to finish carving. And here's the progress bar. So we'll be back in a couple hours to check this out. Once it's done, then we'll do the profile cut on it, see how it turns out. In the meantime, I'm going to go cut some wood on the sawmill. So I want to show you something here on the sign that's being cut. Hopefully you can hear me as loud as this is. But I just got to thinking I forgot to change the depth of the engraving. So look at this. So that's why it's going to take 2 hours to cut. The board is 0.83 in thickness, and it's cutting down to, hold on, let me look here. It's cutting it down to 0.67 in thickness or depth. So it's going to take it a minute to get through all that. In the meantime, I'm going to go back outside with the sawmill. But that's where we're at right at the moment. It's going to be a gorgeous sign when it's done. Let's go over here and get another update on this sign, guys. If you can hear me, it's pretty damn noisy in here. I even got the fans shut off right now. It was so loud in here. No matter how you look at it, that's going to be a nice sign when it gets done. Get the profile cut done to it, get everything sanded down, a nice glossy coat put on the top of it. Like I said, it is a lot deeper than I would have liked to seen it cut, but that was a mistake on my part, but it doesn't change the fact how beautiful that sign's going to be when it gets done. We'll see after it gets done cutting this first round, and then we'll get the profile cut on it. So I got a little quote for today. Slow progress is still better progress than quitting. So it's a good quote. So anyway, I shut everything down. The sign got done. And so you could hear me better, I went ahead and turned everything off before I removed this from the CNC. As you could see, the sign turned out beautiful. So without waiting any longer here, we're going to get this pulled out of here. I'm going to undo all the hold downs. And you will notice when I remove this from here, due to the little bit of variance you can have in your surface, whenever I measure the thickness of the wood using my digital caliper, I always go with the smallest. So like this here, measured out from 0.84 to 0.88 or something like that. So anyway, I went with the 0.84. And so what that leaves, let me move some of this stuff, is when it gets cut out, well, this one didn't do too bad, but normally I'll have areas like this. So I do leave tabs just so that it doesn't fall apart and start moving around on the bench. Normally I have 4 of them. A sign this shape, you'd have one here that just broke, and then the same, you know, on the other end of it. But what I was going to show you is I normally go with the thinnest measurement of the wood. And so sometimes, like you have here where the tab is, you'll have entire areas like that, but it still just breaks right out. So without waiting anymore, here's our sign. So we're going to take this over here, and we're going to blow it off, and probably just go ahead and spray a clear sealant on it, because I found out while I was cutting this sign, which happens sometimes, the customer decided they wanted the address number on it. And this particular sign, it doesn't bother me because this is a pretty common cabin name in this area, so it'll still sell. So I'm going to let you look at my trash can here, and just ignore all the Ghost and C4 energy drinks. You would almost think somebody around here has a Ghost energy drink problem. Okay, so don't blame me. They're absolutely awesome. So I'm just going to run this sander around these edges real quick. want to go away. And then we'll take our air gun. I do recommend wearing a dust mask generally, but get ready to wrap it up for the day, so I'm just going to blow this off real quick. Okay, so that's what we ended up with. I'm not going to take this over and get it all ready on the paint stand and all that stuff. I'm just going to show you here real quick what this is going to look like. Tomorrow I'll have to do another fine sanding on it and finish recoating it and all that stuff. But this will just give you an idea of how it's going to look when it's done. Nice shiny black. And if you've never done one of these before, especially when they're this deep, each time you do a coat, in between coats, you're of course going to do a little bit of sanding. But each coat that you do, you want to spray it from multiple angles because of the contours inside there, the way it's cut. If you just spray it from one direction, you're never going to get all the little nooks and crannies and all that. And if the sign is going to be outside, the most important spray you do is from the top downward, because your moisture is always going to be running downward inside those letters and any other cuts that you have on there. So you want to make sure that the bottom areas of all the cuts are just definitely coated strong. This particular sign will end up with about 3 coats on the front and a couple of coats on the back before it's all said and done. I did miss a spot here on the edge. But as you can see, I mean, it's a beautiful sign. Would look absolutely great on a cabin. Just unfortunately, they changed their mind at the last minute, and like I said, with this sign here, it doesn't matter because it's a pretty common name down here, so I'll definitely find somebody to buy it. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's a CNC sign.